Okay, welcome to State of the Game for July 12th, everyone. Happy Tuesday. Yes, people have been asking, are we doing maintenances twice a week from now on?
Yeah, it would sound like
It's
that,
it's
right?
happened a few times.
But it's not
again,
the case.
you may notice a little bit of a difference today.
I notice a difference.
I know, this is weird.
What are you doing here?
We have no one to operate any cameras today, so it's just me and Yannick sitting on a couch, and now I realize this light's kind of just on me. Maybe it's just because I radiate
no one to operate any cameras.
The darkness of your soul just comes across on camera.
So light side, dark side, okay.
I feel awkward about it, but
I feel awkward about
well,
you.
we can't fix it now. Don't start troubleshooting.
I'm not going to deal with it. Okay, but we have a patch going out today, the biggest part of which is the map. The map fix.
Thank God.
So I'm very happy about that.
1.1 gig download, the map fix, bro.
Because the biggest part for a lot of people is the G36 base damage reduction of 15%.
Yes.
Again, people, I understand
They
that
have to like
is
put a whole new map in the game.
It is going to change that up a little bit, but I would urge you to try it out first. Let us know what you think after that. It is relatively small, and if we are being honest, mathematically it probably should have received even more. But 15% is it is there.
It's still a pretty good assault rifle.
Oh, it's really good.
I mean, for assault rifles, it's still,
yes,
a very good weapon.
It's definitely the best assault rifle.
Yeah,
I think hands down. Yeah, it's very, very solid. I'll still be using mine. Very, very good.
Yeah.
Do those cards
No, you
even
won't
have
be.
something
Don't
written
lie.
on them? Murphy?
Yeah, I was about to say that too. I was going to say, no, you won't.
Oh, wait, it's like...
Motherfucker rolling a god build and all that.
By the way, there were some comments of people saying, yeah, what they have on these cards is like all the top-down stuff that they're only allowed to talk about and whatever. No, it's actually just our notes to make sure we don't forget the things we want to mention.
Yeah, we want to make sure that we get everything that we can talk about to you guys. So you may also notice a little bit of a different tone today on the State of the Game, which is something that we definitely want to do. We've brought the tablet back so we can see what you're writing.
So you guys are technically standing right here now. So
we can see what you're saying, because we want to make sure that the two-way conversation comes more back into the fold. It's we've been using State of the Game as a way to get news out to you guys, which is something we obviously definitely still want to do. But with your help, with your reasonable help, because you guys are always completely reasonable, we will make sure that we continue that conversation, because there's a bunch of really, really good stuff coming from you guys. Before during the stream I just did before, Tropolite had a really good suggestion that we do kind of a small video about what it takes to get rid of a bug from start to finish. I think that'd be really cool.
Yeah,
that's
so we
actually
could
a good idea.
work that in.
Yeah, could be
that's something I'd like to work on.
Absolutely.
Will never happen
so
because
today,
it's a
Yannick,
good idea.
What's happening today in this maintenance?
So we have a maintenance
Do you have
today,
Ubisoft ever take a good idea?
So
hi,
there's
Hydromatics. How are you,
that's
bro?
very important, because we have technically two maintenances today. There is the division maintenance, which is the same as usual, which is from 9 to 12.
I have to move this light. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Keep going.
Okay. Fix the light.
Yeah.
So yeah, we have the division maintenance that lasts from 9 to 12, which is the same time as usual, which is what is it? 6.
You even
3 to 6 EDT and 12 to 3 BDT, something like that. So this is the same as usual, but on top of that, there is also a maintenance across all Ubisoft services. So all Ubisoft games are actually down for this,
Ubisoft
maintenance.
is down.
And this one lasts a bit longer. And we made sure that the two maintenances overlap. So there is not, you guys don't actually have too much downtime. But what that means is that the servers are actually going to be down for
Ubisoft,
a little longer than usual. So where we normally would have them down for 3 hours, now they may be down between 3 to 5 hours, depending on how long the Ubisoft services maintenance is going to last. Which means that we may not reopen at 12, so in 15 minutes, as we would usually do. The maintenance may last longer than that. And I say may because we don't know exactly how long it's going to last. It's going to be up to 2 more hours, but it could be shorter than that depending on how fast they are at completing it. And we have no control over that, since it's something from the whole Ubisoft services.
More F3 says, so a 2-hour State of the Game then?
Maybe.
Well,
if you guys are reasonable in your chat and we can have a conversation, yeah.
Well, I mean, we'll let this State of the Game run as long as it's making sense. Which, with us talking about, everything may make sense. Might kind of get into a little bit of a rant, but
it might become awkward.
I have a tendency to get a little bit ranty, and things do get #awkward. But I'm kind of fine with it.
Okay, so Back on topic. So maintenance. Yes, so we addressed the duration of the maintenance. This is also why in the game, for example, it says maintenance will last 5 hours because it's up to 5 hours, but on other places it's been announced as 3 hours because, yes, it's the 3 hours normal maintenance, but up to 5 because of the Ubisoft thing. Anyway, enough with that. Changelog. So yes, state of reading patch notes, as I've seen somebody say in the chat. So let's do that. Reduce the base damage of the G36. I think we will comment more on that after.
State of reading the patch notes.
G36 has been nerfed as we announced since we actually released update 1.3. So yeah, 15% of the reduction. Fix the bug. So yeah, we fixed the bug where the name weapons could not be recalibrated, so now they can be recalibrated. We fixed the mega map, which was one of the most annoying issues we had in there.
Fast travel now.
So this is fixed on all platforms.
Yeah, you can finally play the game that you paid
the
for.
Evacuation point, whatever. It's a UI bug. It's minor, but it's still good that it's fixed. Alpha Bridge gloves. So the Alpha Bridge gloves are now, you won't have the issue where you actually had no stats on them or the wrong stats or whatever. Alpha Bridge glove will roll normal stats. Yep. And that means that we also, in order to make this change retroactive, we actually reset the stat on all the Alpha Bridge gloves that are out there. So if you had gloves already, don't be surprised when you will log back into the game, the stats will have been reset. So that's something important.
So what if someone had like a good pair of gloves and then they're getting...
We fixed some bug with the music, the recalibrating last talent on the PP19. So if you would recalibrate the last talent on the PP19, the one that is supposed to be free, you would end up with actually requirements on it. This is fixed. It's not the case anymore.
I actually have very good roll on my gloves. Like
we
really,
fixed the bug with the sentries.
I like them. They're not glitchy gloves.
To the showstopper, and it shouldn't, so it won't apply to the showstopper
they're all getting
anymore.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying.
Some visual effects with signature
skills. It's actually gonna fuck me.
The weapon stacking with the Alpha Bridge, which was something very important, is fixed. The recalibrating weapon talents, it could happen that when you would recalibrate a weapon talent, you would end up with a talent that was not the one you actually picked. So this is fixed. Now you will always get what you picked, which makes more sense. We fixed a bug in search and destroy and high-value targets, where if you would die during the search and destroy and actually respawn in your safe house, go back there, you would actually die again automatically and be sent back to your safe house until you relog.
Yep.
Fixed. And we fixed the multiple consumables bug with the Reclaimer set, where you could just like stack all the consumables.
I like that one. I like the fix.
That's done. We made it through the patch notes, guys.
Yeah. Sunny Jim UK
Can you bring up the servers?
Do these expletives could be? Do these dicks even read the chat? Maybe they can see how pissed people are. Yes, we do read the chat, and this is why we want to do this, to be able to see what you guys are saying and that sort of thing. More F3 had a really good point. While I don't like the nerfs, I do appreciate that you mentioned it right from the start. I much prefer that you let us know at the start than wait until the last minute. Yes, this the G36 nerf was coming all along, but a lot of people asked, why did you release the update then? We couldn't really hold the update to fix something that wasn't game breaking.
Or the gun. I mean, some people also asked, why did you not just remove the gun? We couldn't. We just can't always remove a gun from an update. It's not as simple as that. We did it in the past, but because we actually found out about something wrong with the gun early enough that we could actually remove it, that was not the case with this one. Now, the reason why also we're nerfing it, and a lot of people are asking, why are you nerfing the gun and not buffing the other ones, is because we found out directly that it was just like the base damage and everything was just completely off the chart compared to the overall weapon balancing.
They're re-rolling all the gloves, Kaba.
So we wanted to
meaning
make sure
if you had good gloves, because some gloves have multiple stats on them that they shouldn't.
We had a complete pass on all the weapons with 1.3, so we can't now just start buffing other things. Just
if you had good rolls in your gloves, you might lose them.
But now, of course, that makes it less fun for all the people that were having issues, because yes, we know there is another problem in the game, which is the
tactician stuff, and
the time to kill, basically, with all the heroic mode missions and everything, where the NPCs are just very, very tough, and it takes a lot of time to kill them. And the G36 kind of mitigated that in a way because it was a bit more powerful than the other ones. So yes, that is an issue, but that's not something we will address by just letting you guys play with an OP weapon. That's something we need to address separately from the weapon balancing.
Yeah, it kind of helped with the issue, but it isn't the solution to the issue. There's going to have to be a bigger solution to that. Desert Up was asking, is the Alpha Bridge reset on all the gear? No, it's just on the gloves, right?
Just the gloves. Yeah, just
so
the gloves
are basically getting re-rolled for everyone.
But all the gloves are being re-rolled.
Yeah. What else do we have here? What about the map UI vanishing? SP Silent Sniper, that is fixed.
Yeah.
Today.
That is fixed.
So when the update, when the servers are back up, you will not have that button.
I'm still probably going to try to fast travel the people because I'm so used to it now.
Oh, Heroic Dragon's Nest.
Yeah.
What do we have?
I have that in my list here. But yes, Heroic Dragon's Nest is released today.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So it will be out as soon as the servers are out.
Oh, what the fuck? Is that them?
Yeah, I think
so.
Yo, what the?
You have to try, yeah. I still haven't completed it in a hard mode, so.
Yeah, that's them.
I got to the end.
Freaking out.
Yeah, we won't be hearing the same thing.
Will the server lag be fixed?
He broke his mic. I can't even hear him.
So we are looking at, there are issues with disconnections, there are issues with delta errors.
What the hell?
We fix some of them, we regularly fix some of them with each update. Oh, your mic died. Okay. I hope mine didn't. Is mine done or is mine working? No, I think they say rip Hamish. So that's fine. I'm still there. So yeah, we worked and we fixed some of the delta issues and disconnections. There might still be some of them. We know that, for example, there is an issue
even get their mics to work.
Lost, where you may be disconnected while doing Falcon Lost.
I should be back.
We are looking also at the freezes on Xbox One.
That's fucking great.
That is also experienced as lag. So there are a lot of issues like that we are looking at, but a lot of them are like isolated and different issues. So it's not something we can all fix at once. We are just taking all of them one by one and fixing them.
Exactly. Okay. No, I'm back now. Cool.
Mine is fine. Okay, so it was just really yours apparently.
Yeah, it's weird. I don't know.
NERF Yannick is too OP.
Did their stream just shit?
Nah.
No,
pretty much.
No, we need buffs.
God, don't tell me their stream just
we need
died.
to buff.
No, let's keep going. No, I'm watching it.
Yes, people did see how not good we are at the game yesterday, but that's that's still fun.
Sure, that was that. Heal lag. I've seen people talking about heal lag. Yeah, that's something we're working on also. We are
about what? Healing lag. Yeah,
the heal delay.
My god, I think
this
it's
is something
internet.
we're looking at.
All
you guys seem depressed. We're not depressed. We're not depressed. I probably look depressed because I still don't get as much light as Hamish does. You see, he still has more light than me.
Yeah. Anyway, that's what happens when it's just us running the show. We had a couple of minutes to get the production ready, but this is where we're at. Have we seen SkillUp's Century Smart Cover and Pulse video? We haven't seen the video, but we do know exactly what he's talking about. We've obviously spent some time with SkillUp, and that's a conversation that we have had. I feel like there we go. Now it's more balanced. He has some really, really good points.
Yeah.
We spent some time with him at E3, and this was part of our discussion during that time. So yes, we are aware of it, and it's what we've been. We passed that on to a lot of the developers as soon as we got back. Where is Gabe? Gabe's over there. Gabe, you should come sit on the couch, man.
No, he doesn't want to. But yeah, there are a few things. I guess we will have questions about that. But there are a few things I wanted to talk about actually, which are some of the most discussed hot topics within the community. I thought this was the opportunity to talk about it because people have been saying that we just spend our time reading patch notes, and we might as well, address.
We should have a conversation about it. I think that'd be cool.
I'll do it. G36 nerf, I think we've talked about it again. Yes, this is a nerf. In a perfect world, we would prefer to buff everything, but it's not always the case. Sometimes we just don't have a choice and just simply nerf something.
Are you what?
And that was the case with the G36.
I want to punch him in the face.
But as far as weapon balancing and everything, now the G36
I know, right?
is on par with everything else, and now we can look at what's the next step to then tweak all the balancing.
I mean, to be devil's advocate, you have another situation where, like, I had a pretty good ACR before, but then there was no reason to use it anymore because I have a G36. So you have that same kind of issue. And the same thing happens in other weapon families as well.
Your glitch, Stefan, is set for July 14th, 12 p.m., brother. And another glitch is set for July 13th, 12 a.m. I released 2 a day, bro.
In the assault rifle family,
hand fist to you too, Henry.
We have right now.
And maybe now people will believe me when I say that LMGs are actually good.
LMGs are cool.
Yeah.
They're still not the best gun in the game, but they are
fun.
They are fun and usable.
Well, Fuck you guys.
But again, that kind of goes to show that like having such an outlier and forcing people down that track. And similarly, we had the same thing with the AUG and
everyone
and
still
the M1A.
does use the AUG and the M1A.
And to an extent, kind of similarly with the M1A still. For so like the Covert SRS and these sorts of guns and the police MK17, I think it is. If we're being honest, there really isn't much of a reason to use those right now as opposed to that. So these are the kinds of things we want to talk about going forward, and how to make all of those weapons usable, because there's a lot of they feel so different. It would be a shame. Mm-hmm. Although I will say this, like the things that have changed in this patch, there have been a bunch of new guns being used. People using the SAS, and the sausage. Is that affectionate name? The M870 shotgun has been, been seeing more use.
What name that?
And actually, some people are now running with the AK, the black market AK, which is really cool too. So there is some of that build diversity coming through. Maybe not.
Are they like lying through their teeth?
The way intended, but it is kind of cool to see a lot of those weapons coming through. And we want to get to the point where we have that across the board. We aren't there yet, but
I know, right?
That's the aim.
Yeah, and I see some people are saying like, buff the other weapons and everything. There are ways to change the balancing and also buff weapons that are not directly basic, number tweaking and everything. So that's also things we're looking at. So it's not just about base damage. It's also about how you use the weapon and what other bonuses it can have. So even if we were to buff some of the weapons, it might not be just like changing the damage they do. Mm-hmm. But there are a lot of things that are being worked on regarding that. So let's move on to some other things. So something that was linked to the G36 discussion a lot was, as we said before, was one of the reasons why people loved the G36 so much and didn't want it to be nerfed was because it was a good alternative because of the time to kill issue right now in heroic mode, and the fact that the NPCs, especially level 35 NPCs, are actually very, very tanky, and it takes a lot of bullets to actually kill them. The G36 did that or helped with that, but this is something that we are fully aware of. We know that the level 35 NPCs are actually very, very tanky, and it's very hard to kill them. It takes too long, to be honest. Yes, the time to kill is too high on this, and this is something we're looking at. And also it leads to the issue that the ammo capacity is not even high enough, which pushes people to use the Lone Star to actually get more ammos. This is all something like we are clearly aware of, and this is definitely not the way we want it to be in the long run. That's definitely something
I think you bring up a good point. There's kind of like a side effect of that enemy health pool getting so high, especially when you bring into account
why the fuck nerf the weapon?
So, for example, our solo players, the ammo requirements hit them so much harder. So we're definitely.
We know your complaints about the high level HP mobs, but we're gonna nerf your weapons.
No?
What?
Please.
I don't do that anymore.
Why?
To do it in French.
Like the Technicians and Striker.
Bob Leponge.
But yes, the thing is, all these changes again, it's things that we are aware of, but
it's like we should complain that the mob.
It's a big balancing pass that is needed again on this as well.
And
so
they're
it's
gonna
not
make them
stuff
easier.
that we can just
Without our weapons
by
are
just
too
like nerfing the health
are
of the
too
NPCs
underpowered, and maybe
it's
they'll
a
buff them.
complete pass we need to do. Also to make sure we have a proper
complain in
system
reverse
that will allow us
psychology,
to
bro.
keep adding more and more layers of difficulty in the future without
nerf
having to
Ubisoft stock, bro. That's what they should
nerf. So
like
that's something that is being
so then we have to say we hate the G36. No,
we don't have an ETA yet when this will actually.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I saw someone saying that like, it's frustrating when we say that it's being worked on. I get that. I mean, these things do take time, and I think that video about getting that whole process shown to people would be really helpful. But yes, we have to work on things and then get them deployed, and that does take time. But I understand those frustrations. But we got to make things right. So,
well, if you don't want to hear this is being worked on, you might want to mute this video now because there's more.
We are working on a lot of things.
The loot issue, and especially like the loot waiting or whatever that people have been talking about. We know that a lot of people are frustrated with the fact that some rewards are guaranteed or some gear sets are guaranteed in specific activities and all of that. We know that this is a solution that has generated a lot of discussion. And this is also something we are looking at. Now, does that mean we are going to like remove it or stick to it? Right now, I can't really say anything about that because we are looking at what the options are because we understand that this is frustrating for the players. There are some short-term tweaks that we can do to help a bit with that, but also it will require a longer overhaul on the system, which is also something that we are looking at.
Exactly. I mean, so some of the things that people have talked about.
What kind of system do they run?
Oh,
Yo, that happened.
I work for a bank and our system is easier. We have test servers at bank, bro. Why don't they?
Different things that are tailored towards different guest sets. Because I mean, if you had
we simulate people logging on into our networks and everything. We run simulation games, so to speak. Why don't they?
You would have less of a chance to find those from dedicated activities, which is would be another frustration. So I don't think that's the fix. One of the things that people have put forth is like a token system. So those are one of the things that we could, put on the table. But this is why having a conversation is important. I think it's a.
I think it's a one-way conversation. They're only answering the shit that they want to answer.
I think a token system is a really, really good suggestion.
Yeah.
So whoever started that conversation, fantastic. But having everything drop from everywhere, I don't think is maybe the right way to go.
Yeah.
But again, we're looking at it.
Somebody said TLDR. They're looking at it.
Maybe if Lone Star and Nomad
but isn't it better if we come here and tell you we're
thing.
aware of all the things you guys are talking about and we are actually looking at it rather than just not comment on it?
We wouldn't complain.
Think,
better that way. Exactly. I agree.
Next one, toughness. Toughness in PvP. So yes, we're aware of it. We're looking at it.
Yeah.
But yes, we know that right now PvP is just not so much fun. Especially, I mean, you've seen it when even when we live stream, it happens that we bump into other groups. I mean, you had it. And
and you run around and
then you spend 10 minutes shooting at each other and nobody dies and like the chat goes crazy and it's like, oh, you see, PvP doesn't work. And
we know. We're definitely playing the same game as you guys.
Yeah.
Are you sure? I didn't. Not in the previews that we've seen.
It doesn't feel right. And that's kind of a soft
We've seen
value.
those previews back in 2014. What happened
we understand
to that
the frustration
game?
with it.
Who scrapped it?
There are things that we can do on our side, and we got to test some of those things before we get them out to you because we don't also want a situation where we change things and then it's like, well, this is just completely different and not good. But we have some things we can do. So
this mic is fucking up again.
I'm excited and hopeful about getting those things looked at because then. I think the Dark Zone's going to have some definite advances in a good way in terms of PvP.
And it's the same as
God forbid they bring out more currency. Jesus Christ!
A lot of the issues that you guys are talking about, there are also like short-term changes that we can do to try to, like tweak things a bit to make it a bit better. But it's not going to be a complete solution. And then work on longer-term, changes to actually make it really better and have a proper system for the future. So expect these kind of changes. Expect short-term solutions that are not going to change the overall issue, but at least
like they're going to balance everything
and then
just put the spot changes
wait for the longer.
But they're not even balancing. They're just straight up just nerfing it by 15%.
Somebody said.
That's what I said.
Somebody was asking about solo players. That's also something that we are fully aware of.
I want to see their math that they can prove that
in
it's
PvP
balanced
or PvE?
to the other
well,
weapons.
I mean both.
In both.
Yeah.
The fact that the game is very punishing for solo players. Underground is supposed to be scalable and is supposed to help with solo play, but the difficulty gap between hard and challenging is very, very tough.
Yeah.
So it's really not easy for solo players. So this is also something that we are looking at.
I know, right? Hamish looks like he's wearing a wig.
As much as we like it when you guys actually matchmake and make friends and play with other people.
We
also need to make sure that people who want to play solo can, and that it is also rewarding for them. Without, of course, making it better to play solo rather than in group. So it's all about finding the right balance there.
Yeah, someone else brought up the blueprints, 229 and 268 blueprints. Hamish, please answer this question. Right now, the only 268 blueprints that I know of are for the new sets. I think you can get, I think it's the knee pads. Anyway, you can get the ones in the terminal. But I think what people are really talking about are the 229 blueprints. They don't exist.
Yep.
What's the crafting material?
Why not?
Why are they ignoring 229 blueprints comments? We are not. Again, that is the way it is right now. We need to find out.
Why?
You know what the intention is exactly with that, but
aren't you the developers? What do you mean? What the intention is?
Yeah.
What? What? Do you guys even make this game?
And then leave and ungroup and
Like,
stuff.
Is there some Chinese factory in China just made this game and you guys just like funded it?
I do matchmake quite a bit.
What?
And actually, I never really had issues. I know that there are some issues where people are being kicked out of the group because of their gear score or this kind of thing.
So you're saying we're gonna get the 2.9 blueprints when the weapon gear score goes higher?
To me yet,
or something.
but also because I don't.
But then what's the fuck is the point?
Yeah.
But then again, I mean,
that's my point.
Why do we even farm crafting materials now? I don't even understand. So we could craft 204 weapons?
The very, very top end of the population.
Stop deconstructing my stuff.
But
this doesn't make
people like ourselves.
This doesn't make sense. Do they even division?
Well, the house is going quickly.
No.
The striker weapon swapping. You know how like it drops your striker stacks?
Yeah.
Where are we at with that?
It's a bug. It's a bug that we need to fix. It's not fixed today. I don't know how long it's going to take to fix, but it's definitely a bug that we'll fix. It's not.
Let's ask him about what about you exploiting in that video.
All right, sorry, I missed a couple of ones here. Let's.
Yeah, the chat is going crazy.
Chat's going real quick.
One last thing I wanted to talk about from the many things that you guys have been
are you guys banning for
about,
exploiting for recalibration glitch?
But we're ignoring them. It's just that I just quickly wrote down the ones I
not
wanted to mention.
recalibration, the
underground
Reclaimer.
not rewarding enough. Yes.
Said that wasn't considered neckblade, actually.
Yeah, so this one.
Ask him. Let's ask him. Let's ask him.
Yes.
Let's ask him.
Hamish,
Let's
can all of you guys make the DZ bracket be based off of player's rank? Reason why I say this is because I am level 35 and I get destroyed by level 99s. The thing is, that's not something right now, but that Dark Zone rank isn't really indicative of your skill or that sort of thing. I mean, there might be a correlation between skill and rank because people have spent more time in there. But
no, he said earlier though that
conversely, you could be level 1 and be the best player in the Dark Zone. So if there were to be a system for DZ bracketing that doesn't take into account gear score but takes into account something for player skill, I don't imagine it would be based on Dark Zone rank. You'd need to look at some other statistics.
Yep.
Kill death ratio, something. I don't know.
I don't know.
But,
what?
Not Dark Zone rank, I don't think.
Are you guys even working with
the blind
company?
rifle is another thing that is coming. What, is he drunk?
What is he drunk? Who's drunk?
Maybe. You will live in.
No, we're drinking water. We're drinking water. Okay.
That's true. Okay, going very quickly. But the blind rifle is something that we don't have an ETA on. But as soon as we do, I'd love to show you guys how that works because it's very, very cool. It's one of my favorite guns. Some people were saying the server's back up.
Load your game to start patching. Yeah, at least that's for sure.
Yeah.
If you haven't done that yet, start your game. Make sure to download the patch now.
Exactly. Gabe, do we have any news on the servers? Or we've not been told anything, so we do not know.
Somebody was saying if drunk, that would explain the nerfs.
We don't get to do that.
Nerfs are real constant decisions that we do, and they are not easy decisions. I can tell you because we know that you guys don't like that. Nobody likes nerfs.
And even if we were insanely drunk, it wouldn't change anything.
No, it would change a lot if you were insanely drunk.
We might stop.
Maybe we might throw up on stream.
Let's not go there.
No cosmetic items been dropping for 5 weeks. I think what happens is once you've gotten all of the cosmetic items, you won't get any more. Is that?
Yeah, I would assume so.
Yeah, so civilians will give you greys, I think.
Yeah, I definitely get less cosmetic items now because I have so many.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what happens. Tacticians are destroying the game experience. We're totally aware of the
we're the only ones who are keeping people alive in a group.
Working on our side to combat that. They aren't being deployed in this patch.
Tacticians are destroying the game aspect. What are you talking about?
Addressed.
The sticky bombs don't kill people anymore.
Weekly HVT need a little more time now. No, there must be like 60-something hours left on HVTs for the week.
What are they talking about? I just want to fucking hurt him.
I mean, the high-risk targets were made a bit harder because now they give you better rewards.
Yeah, you kind of have to. You can't mess around.
So these would be a bit probably take a bit longer to complete.
Stop being aware and fix it. It's not about just awareness, but we actually have to test things. If we
no, you don't.
Test
what?
Don't
Lies.
test things and we just say hypothetically we had a situation where
what test
we're like,
shit?
okay, we're going to deal with tacticians, nerf it by this. We have to test things, because if we don't test things, we could make the situation worse.
Motherfucker, you lying!
I mean,
you lying, son of a bitch!
And then we can fix it, you know.
Do you accept the challenge on Reddit? What challenge? I missed the challenge.
It was a challenge asking us to make guide videos on how to complete the different incursions with all the gear sets and everything, to show that all the gear sets are viable options for endgame and everything.
Okay.
I've seen.
They'll never do it.
I see what people are getting at.
And
They'll never do it.
Of course, yes. Yes, there are gear sets that are definitely probably better than others in the endgame meta. Yeah.
Yeah, we're definitely aware of that.
We know that.
That's
so if the idea of the challenge is just to prove us that
that seems like a witch hunty kind of challenge.
Not all gear sets are viable in endgame. Yeah, we know that.
We know.
So we don't need that. But the idea of making guide videos for incursions and everything is actually a pretty good.
That is a good idea.
So,
but we agree with you on that. More use for DZ funds. Agreed. Right now, without the max level gear score crafting blueprints, there isn't much of a use, apart from those scopes that showed up the other day, which were really good.
There was something about bromance and us kissing already, but no, that's not gonna happen on screen.
Not on screen. Off screen, not a problem. Just we don't want to make you guys feel awkward.
Shotgun nerfs. What?
Shotgun nerfs? No.
Was it a request or was it a statement?
No, the shotgun is. I think the shotgun's in a pretty good spot right now, actually.
Yeah, we actually buffed them with this update. So, I mean, with the update 1.3, not today's update. Somebody is asking about season pass events. I know this is a big discussion, and we will be talking about it very soon.
Telling us lies to test things. Fucking blasphemy.
Loadouts. So that's a good thing to talk about, actually. Apple G. John, that's one of the things that I think is a really good request from the community, is having a way to save loadouts and being able to switch them. Obviously, out of combat. If you switch them in combat, you're going to have all sorts of weird metagame shifts that aren't fun.
Yeah, I guess he's got a point
but
there.
Yeah, I'm totally behind that idea. I think that's fantastic.
So apparently it was NPC shotgun nerf.
Oh,
that's another.
NPC shotguns nerfs.
Yeah.
I'm a bit of a masochist. I like it. I think it's good. Although, again, that's one of the issues for solo players.
Yeah, and also
when you don't have anyone to revive you, it's kind of...
It's again the issue with level 35 NPCs, because it takes so long to kill them, but yes, it's not easy to actually kill the shotguns before they reach you. So that's part of the same issue.
Maybe make a 229 blueprint with limited uses. I don't...
PS4 audio crashes a lot, yes.
Actually, that's not a bad idea. If anything, at least you would like...
Performance mod only
yeah,
slot?
that's actually...
How would that work?
Go nerf shit, just
if you had a slot
make it a blueprint item or some shit.
Like an extra slot, maybe.
Yeah.
Could be fun.
That could be fun.
Give you more opportunities.
I hope they do really the switch gear thing, because it's really annoying, constantly...
Yeah.
Switching in and out of fucking gear.
Why are you looking at us?
I was just seeing what Gabe thought about it.
Because we keep looking at you hoping that you're going to tell us, hey, servers are up, but no. So. It's probably going to take a while.
It's going to take a little while. We'll hang out for a little bit longer, but we've passed on about as much as we can for today. When are we going to expand the DZ? That's not something we're talking about yet. The other thing people are obviously asking a lot is when survival coming out, when you guys talking more about
Central
survival.
Park, that's all I'm saying.
When we can talk more about survival, we'll definitely do that here. It's something that I'm really excited to talk about, but that's not a today discussion.
There was somebody spamming scavenging in caps. Yes, we know that scavenging is not very useful for the end.
Yeah, we talked about that a little bit before on the stream. The thing is, scavenging works, but it doesn't work well for in-game players.
Wait, what?
Since the game has shifted since we released it, in terms of how the loot works, we now have a lot of guaranteed high-end drops, and that sort of thing. Scavenging loses its effectiveness in lieu of in light of how the loot system now works. We've said before that we think that the system needs a rework to take into account other things as well. Some of the things that the community have said I think are really cool is like having higher chances of consumables or ammo dropping and that sort of thing, since ammo is becoming a problem. So there are other interesting things that I think can be done with scavenging, But right now, while it works, it isn't useful for in-game players. So if you guys have suggestions about that, let us know. The feedback and suggestions part of the forum is great, and we'll talk about it here. So yeah.
Somebody was asking me about Portugal in the chat, so that's why I laughed.
Oh, okay.
I shouldn't. There was, sorry, I didn't catch your name, but somebody was asking what's the time frame for the fixes that we're talking about? Is it week, months, whatever?
Did you ask him about the
so as I said, for some
armor?
For some of these things,
some of the things could be Thursday. Some of them,
some of these things, like, as we said, there are short-term changes that we can do.
What do you mean about
so things that we can do during the weekly maintenance.
Yeah, just post
for example,
it.
Tweaking,
maybe he'll notice
balancing values here and there. These are things that we can do, and these are things
just
that we will do. But for like the big full scope rebalancing changes. It's more stuff that we will do in the proper title updates, so 1.4, which we haven't released or announced the release date for yet.
Yeah, so I'm just trying to stop the chat. Hamish, for players of multiple toons, and there are people who do that, what are the chances we can get unified credits across all characters? DZ credits, DZ rank, crafting materials, patterns, etc. I don't know. I can't speak to what the chances are of that sort of thing. I think that would be great, but we don't have that yet. There are, well, like we've said before, there are a bunch of quality of life things that are on the list. Things like weapon mods. I mean, not weapon mods. Weapon skins like taking up inventory space is an issue. There are a lot of those things that we would like to get fixed. As to when they are coming or not, there have been more pressing issues.
Posted like 2-3 times.
We will
when you get a chance.
The team are working on getting as much of those as possible.
Period to the
but
end.
Again, if people are locked up by things like the map bug and that sort of thing, we have to get those done first. But I will say, I'm not saying
took them 3 weeks to do it.
that
there, I posted it.
We can all work on one singular bug. People were calling me out before saying, why don't you guys, instead of fixing the moon or the donuts, why don't you fix actual bugs? That's not exactly how it works either. No. But when we do have the ability to relocate people to certain things, we will prioritize.
There was somebody asking about the X45 nerf. So I'm not sure if you talk about like nerfing the gun itself, which no, we're not planning on doing, or nerfing like the fact that you get a lot of it in the underground. And I don't know if we talk about nerf, but yeah, that's part of what we talked about, the fact that the underground doesn't feel rewarding enough, and it's a bit too weighted towards specific rewards.
Maybe if you didn't weight it towards those rewards, it wouldn't be a problem.
What about the FPS drops? Yes, yes, we have people looking at that.
The X45 underbarrel. I mean, that's all pistols actually, super starts.
Yeah.
There are no high-end underbarrels that fit on those sidearms, so I would love to see some of those added. We don't have them yet, but
kind of nice.
If those are in the pipeline, we'll let you know.
Yeah, I don't use a pistol though.
What else have we got?
Somebody was asking, why are there so many jobs available on this game at Massive? Because we actually still have big plans for the game and high ambitions. So we are not giving up on the game.
It's not
you are. Don't fucking lie.
And it's not. Yeah, it's not. Also, not to replace people that are quitting. It's actually just we're growing.
Yes.
They're like, fuck this shit, I'm out.
What were people talking about? Armor damage for PvP. Yeah, we so that was something we talked about when the inherent stats for assault rifles were added. Actually, and on LMGs and shotguns and that sort of thing. We do want to have meaningful additions for the ARs and the shotguns in PvP, because you don't actually have those right now. Stagger won't work in PvP, and also the armor damage on assault rifles. But we do want to do that. So we'll definitely work on that as well.
I thought they said they tested.
Zombies? No, we've always said no zombies.
No. Stop it.
I bet there's going to be zombies the last patch.
Somebody was asking a while ago, actually. Somebody was asking, I feel like there's no light on my face anymore.
Oh, the sun.
Yeah, it's as soon as the sun is gone. Anyway, any further nerf on the Sentry gear set? Not that I know of.
Nope.
No, I'm just thinking of where the fuck did they get that couch?
I mean, it's
a porno movie.
Maybe not the most elegant place that it's in right now,
It's a porn couch, bro.
But it's working.
Like 1960s
That's the thing.
couch.
You can still use it as a 4-piece and then with a 2-piece. I know a bunch of people were running 2-piece Final Measure and 4-piece Century. Because if we're being honest, the power of Century comes from the 4-piece bonus. What did you get there?
Back on where I saying they nerfed the light. Typical.
Yeah, no, we nerfed the light.
No, it's back.
It's back. It's coming back.
It's back.
Damn it, son.
We rebalanced it.
Yes. Total ownage. That's a good point. Oh no, it's gone.
No, you broke it.
I broke chat.
You broke chat. You re-broke
I actually did break chat. It's gone now. Oh no, I think chat broke chat.
What?
We got two
So
but anyway,
do they even know what they how to compute? What?
It's all right. You were asking if there are going to be any more skills added in the future, drones or various tech things and that sort of thing. I think that would be really cool.
What do you
people
mean
who
you
have
think?
Followed our game for a while will remember some skills that aren't in the game. There was one called the Firefly, which was like a little drone. I think that's what people were talking
what happened
about.
to that?
It was cool. So there's always options with a game like this when we're trying to grow it and continue to support it.
Or what about Brooklyn?
It's a possibility. That's my point.
Somebody was asking Buff Terra and Nerf Protoss. Sorry, you're on the wrong stream, I think.
Buff Terra. No, man. Widow Mines. Nerf. Are you... Yeah, so yeah. The drones, the actual...
Wait, did they fix chat finally?
Drone app?
Did he manage to fucking fix...
That broke the game pretty hard. If you guys were worried about things being frustrating, I think you would
can't trust them with
have
the
a whole
chat,
new
and
level
we're
of
trusting them with the game, bro.
In the dark zone, and
we can't do this.
Sorry, there was a very important question actually. Somebody was asking any news about people who actually have the gold edition but can't access the season pass content. That's not normal. You should contact our support team because they can activate it manually. I know that there have been cases of people that for some reason were unable to access the content of the DLC. So make sure to contact our support team and they can look into it.
That's you, bro.
One by one.
Watch it on my YouTube
and activate it if needed.
Yep.
That's just my internet. It always kind of fucks up around this time.
All right. We'll take a few more of these before we head off, but
Dark Zone stash bug shows the wrong amount of items. Yes, because the sealed cache don't show up in there.
Yeah,
is it because of that? For some reason, it's also
something that's on the fix list. Issue. The sound bug on PS4.
Yeah.
That one. Where's that one at?
It's being looked at.
Okay.
As well. I don't know where it's at exactly, but it's definitely being investigated.
Someone was asking if we could get the little RC cars like the cleaners have. That'd be fun.
That'd be fun.
If you never will happen. That's it. He said it. It's got to be fun. That's it. Never.
That would be really cool, actually.
Never. That's it. That's basically him saying, sorry, guys, you're fucked. Thanks for another way of us fucking you.
We'll put that on our own version of the game.
Maybe there's something cool there.
We'll put this in fucking Wildlands because that's what we did. We fucking reskinned Division.
The 182 gear score minus dropping the DZ6. It
$20 says first day of Wildlands on mobile cover through something if it's in the game.
Probably get banned.
Oh god! I guarantee.
Yeah, exactly. No, I've lost it.
You won't even need mobile
cover. Oh no, the Midas. Yes, that does drop. You probably don't need it, and it will not drop at a higher gear score. So named weapons don't scale. Let us fly a helicopter.
Basically, fuck you.
Yeah, that'd be cool. All right. Well,
where do you think the G36 will be in order now? Still first? For assault rifles, probably.
Yeah.
As far as all weapons, I don't know. We'll see what you guys come up with in terms of meta. But it's still going to be a very good weapon.
Yes.
And it also depends PvE or PvP.
Thoughts on a PTR type thing? I think that'd be great. Would love that. What else have we got? Will there be a 229 MP7? I think there is.
Nerf MP7. You see, if you start asking us for nerfs.
You want it, then you ask for nerfs.
Do you really want us to do it, or?
Yeah.
Fuck it, just nerf everything. Just fucking go to your file and just divide everything by 15.
Probably.
Anyway.
I've ordered some more light bulbs,
system
but
32.
Not here, so we have to rely on the power of the sun, which is not a constant, unfortunately.
Nerf light bulbs.
Nerf light bulbs. Someone said no. I can't remember what that was. Phoenix points uncapped. I don't think that'll happen either.
No.
That's what am I gonna do with them?
Reports of shotgun stagger not working against some NPCs. We have seen that too.
Yeah.
Okay. Remove cutscene in the underground.
Oh, really? I've never seen it work.
We're unable to really identify a proper issue there. So if you guys are experiencing that, if you have videos or whatever or anything that would help us trying to tackle what actually is causing that.
Yeah.
Never will happen, basically.
All right. We have answered pretty much everything that's coming over time again and again. Do you even play your game before releasing patches and content? Yes, we do.
Really? Lies. Lies. Why do you lie?
What did Streamer House say?
Why do you lie?
Please add a pony so I can pet it and feed it and love it every day. Thanks. Streamer House. Sure. Yannick will code it this afternoon.
Banned for exploiting that.
You know how to do that, right?
Yeah.
No, just asking. What about the reclaimer bug?
All right. Thank you, everyone, for hanging out today. We don't have a report of the servers being up just yet. You would probably want to stick by our Twitter to see when that comes. We'll make sure that we are on that. So that'll be at the Division game. I'm wondering if we should take a break. I was going to do a social eating stream while we waited, but we won't do that. But I'll eat my...
What?
Yeah, you don't know this whole social eating thing on Twitch?
No, I don't know that.
Apparently the thing is if you're eating on Twitch, you should be in the social eating directory.
What the
There's a new directory for that. We'll do that another day. We'll have like a party where we just eat and everyone can eat.
I don't know.
How does Yannick get his hair so good?
Enjoy watching other people.
It takes hours.
Just like sit there and eat.
Yeah.
Good works.
Yeah, there you go.
I don't know. Could give you some tips, but not.
Yeah, not today. Next state of the game. But that's it for today. I enjoyed this. This was cool. We'll do more state of the games like this where we can actually see what you guys are talking about and all sorts of things because we want to not just be able to tell you what's happening.
And then Slide Wolf